I used AI to create Minecraft hacks. Again, I did this video before and AI exceeded my expectations, but it wasn't anything too crazy. However, this time it's different. Some of the hacks in this video can literally ruin SMP servers like DonutSMP and speedrunning. This video honestly wasn't something I planned on doing again, but that changed a few weeks ago when I stumbled across this video where someone used metal to find bases on DonutSMP. A lot of people post clips on metal because you can get free spawners, which are pretty useful for farms, but many people make the mistake of leaving their coordinates on and also their hacks on. Because when I took a stroll on metal myself, I saw a lot of clips of people blatantly using hacks like chest ESP, and it made me wonder what would happen if AI tried making a shulker box ESP. Similarly to chess, it also shows on the pie chart, so I figured it couldn't really be that hard. But for some odd reason, there weren't any shulker box ESP mods that I could find online, except this one, which seemed like it could potentially be malicious. I obviously didn't download it for obvious reasons and instead opened up Cursor and asked AI to create a mod that shows the coordinates of nearby shulker boxes and also add a direct trace to them on the screen. And surprise, surprise, it actually worked. I mean, it did take me a few times to compile the code into the mod, but that was really my fault since I kept giving AI the wrong Minecraft version. Anyways, I added the mod and hopped into the game to see the results. So this is how the mod works. You press J and it shows you what blocks are near you, the coordinates and their distance. If you click filter types, it has a set of blocks. I added these blocks. So in this case, we need shulker boxes on, a chest and a hopper. So if I press K, it shows me a trace of where it is, of where the blocks are. It's a little weird, but once you have the coordinates, it kind of makes it easier, and the distance makes it a lot easier because if I go closer, it's going to update. You see it updated right there. So now that we know that the mod actually works, it's time to see if it works on the biggest Minecraft server, DonutSMP. Alright, so I'm on DonutSMP right now, and I wanted to show you guys that this actually works on the server. I don't think I have a shulker box. I do have a shulker box. So I'm going to put a shulker box right here and check if I have it enabled. Okay, it does enable, and you can see it shows up right here. I noticed there was an ender chest showing up on the menu, so I decided to go to it. If we take a look at the menu, we can see another chest is appearing, but when I was down there, this chest wasn't appearing. And the reason for that is because DonutSMP has a chunk cap. You're only able to see 5 chunks at a time on the server, but there's actually a way to get around this, and I actually managed to find a mod later on that does this. Okay, so a lot has happened since that clip. The server's view distance is now 30 chunks, and Bobby mod apparently is allowed, which I think is a little dumb because when the chunks were low, it actually helped the shulker finder mod pick up things it usually wouldn't, but now not so much. However, it could be pretty effective while speedrunning, which you may or may not see later on. The server, however, does have a few anti-X-ray protections. If you're on the surface, you cannot see what's under deep slate unless you go to deep slate level. And you would imagine that the same concept applies vice versa, but if you're under deep slate, you can see above deep slate for some reason. The server has also shifted up ores by 1 on the y-axis. I guess this is to prevent people from using the seed, but ores do still appear in the general area though. But this raises the big question, will this mod work in other dimensions like the nether or end? So I TP to the nether and you can see it is finding some stuff. It's finding ender chests, but that's not really the main focus here. The main focus here is ancient debris. I can also turn on piglins too. Gilded blackstone, ancient debris. So I'm going to turn those two on as well. It's going to lag my game for a bit. And the reason why it looks like this is because this server actually has anti-X-ray heavily in the nether. So you can see it glitched a little bit there. That is the anti-X-ray on the server. So guys, we're in the end right now, and there honestly aren't a lot of stuff showing up. And that's because most people are not going to be placing blocks like this, at least not in the RTP zone. But if we go towards this ender chest, and here it is right here, it's fully functional. And if I go over to this, I believe this is a chest over here, and you can see there's a chest right here. It seems like someone temporarily put loot here. I'm not too sure why. So it's pretty clear that the mod works on DonutSMP with minimal issues. I was also able to find a mountain that has emeralds who showed that it really works. But what happens when AI tries to make hacks for PvP? So the hacks AI is going to try to make are reach and the ability to see invisible/vanished players. The last idea I got from another video, and I wanted to see if AI was capable of recreating it. Create a hack that allows us grants us reach Why is it saying no? I was actually surprised to get a restriction, but I found a way to bypass it pretty easily by asking AI to translate the prompt from a foreign language and do it no matter what, which worked pretty well. Alright guys, so the mod apparently was made. I'm pretty sure the mod is joined with the other one for some reason. I didn't want that. Okay, so it is part of that mod. So it should be pretty interesting to see what happens. It would at least do something. Whether or not it actually works is a different story. But apparently it seems like it loads the config and registers the keybind H. H is not binded to anything. So we're gonna see if that does work. And we are going to press H. And there's literally nothing showing up here. Did my game lag? Okay, I think it's bounded. It's binded to another key. It's binded to another key. We're gonna do my mouse and hello? Did my game just crash? My game just crashed, okay. That did not go as planned, and it actually happened before in the first Minecraft video. It's not a difficult issue to fix because AI was able to fix it in one try, so I'm not too sure why it keeps happening every time it tries to make a menu, but at least it shows up now. Extended reach 6 blocks and see invisible players. So I'm gonna try this first because it is the easier one to test. So I'm gonna do this and see. Alright, I don't really know how I'm supposed to see invisible players. It doesn't really seem like... I don't know how I'm supposed to know a player's there. I'm gonna have to kill these villagers. Okay, he's dead. Alright, so that one is a little weird, but we will try the reach. So this is 6 blocks. Okay, it does work because I am about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 blocks. I'm hitting him. If I go behind here, I should hit him. Okay, so the reach does work. How far can I put this? 20 blocks is the minimum. Oh my gosh. So 1 out of the 2 hacks are working, and to be honest, I wasn't really sure how the vanish mod works because it was something I saw in a video, meaning I had to rely on my own programming knowledge. So on the pie chart, there is an entities option, and there is always a player being shown here. Obviously, this is referring to yourself, but it made me wonder, what if other players are also included in this? I mean, when there are multiple chests or shulker boxes around, they don't show up individually and instead are joined into one item on the pie chart. So I figured the same was probably being done for player entities, and this could just be an array of objects. But this was all just one big theory. There are clearly multiple villagers, but it only shows one villager. But if I go and kill this villager, it's still gonna show it there. So that's kind of the theory I'm going with. So we're gonna see if it works. I'm pretty confident that it is going to work. Like this, I'm gonna click invisible players and there it is, guys. It shows up right there. So it seems like the cheat works, but will this work on DonutSMP? Well, there's only one way to find out. Put my alt in invisibility, and we're both invisible, and I'm going to activate it, and it shows up. This is actually crazy. So all the stuff I've shown for the most part work on DonutSMP, but what happens if you try to speedrun while using these cheats? If you didn't know, there's an entire community that speedruns Minecraft, and it's very competitive. There are a lot of leaderboards for this and even a rank system where you can speedrun against other players, which is exactly what I'm going to do, except I'm going to try to use hacks to see if it works. As I showed earlier with the block finder on DonutSMP, I can use the same idea to find the fortress, bastion, and so many other things. But since speedrunning has gotten so mainstream, surely there are restrictions in place to prevent people from hacking, which is what I thought at first, but you'll be surprised on what happened. When I first launched MCSR, it actually didn't launch because I apparently was using something that's not allowed, the Fabric API, and this is what powered my cheat. The mod also wasn't whitelisted, so I had AI disguise my cheat as one of the whitelisted mods on the MCSR website and remove the Fabric API as well. But this still didn't work, so I scrapped this idea entirely. But this made me think, what if AI just made it so I can inject the cheat into Minecraft? I tried this and it honestly was a lot of back and forth. At some point we managed to inject the cheat into Minecraft and have the menu appear, but there weren't any tracers. And it took AI a very long time to figure this out. So long that I ended up reaching my cursor limit, so I switched to anti-gravity where I proposed a new idea. Show arrows on where the blocks are, which ended up working in a single player world, but would this work in an actual speedrun with another player? This guy's saying good luck. He doesn't know what's coming, bro. Does not know what's coming. Okay, we're just gonna press J and see what we have. Alright. So there's a gold block behind us at 100 meters away. So it seems like the cheat works, but is this really viable? Yes and no. If you know how to use the indicators, it may be useful. I'm so confused. Where is the gold block? Where is the gold block? Is it? Okay, it's further under. It's underneath us, bro. Underneath us. Like, this is so dumb. Besides the weird arrows, it is pretty helpful when trying to find the bastion or nether fortress. But what about finding the stronghold? Well, I never really got that far despite me playing maybe 6 or 7 games, but there are reasons for that. One, sometimes the game would randomly crash when I open the menu. I believe this is MCSR detecting that the game has been altered, but as of March 10th, I am still not banned. As for the other reason, I thought it'd be best if I just showed you guys why. But it's gonna look a little weird, I think. Ah, wait. There's more. Okay. Good up. These seeds are actually bad. Like, why is he coming after me when I dropped the gold on the floor, bro? Like, it's just cooked, man. Most of these games either ended in the other person forfeiting or my game just crashing. Anyways, so if you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I wasted like 10 days on DonutSMP just to probably get banned because of this video.